Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the High Grounds podcast and today's morning minute meditation. Glad you tuned in today, and just simple little thoughts I want to talk to you about this morning. As a young Christian for the past few years, the real staple of my life, especially in the summer, has been being able to attend a bunch of youth meetings and a bunch of teen camps. I've always enjoyed that. I recommend any parent to send their children to them. But I will say that going to so many teen camps and meetings as I have, something I've come to find is that there are a lot of young people who claim to be Christians. I'm not saying they're not saved, but they're just not doing what they should be doing, and they are acting in ways they should not be acting. And I especially find that a lot of times the ones who claim to be Christians, who go to a good church and whatnot, especially have a lack of respect when it comes to when they're told to do something or not to do something. And, for a long time, I used to wonder about that. I used to ask myself why it was this way. I mean, these people seemingly have, a good church they go to. They go to all the services. They go to meetings like this. Why is it they struggle so much with acting how Christians should act? And then one day I asked a saint of God, and they gave me the best answer I've heard up to this point. And it was their home life, or the way their parents raised them, I should say. It's sad to say, but a lot of times, parents, they'll take their children to church 3 times a week. They'll take them to the special meetings. They'll send them to teen camps. But in their own personal responsibilities and teaching them the things of God, teaching them how wonderful God is, how He's so real, and everything else, and in just general manners, the parents have failed to do that. I remember a couple stories from history. One of them starts out where a woman and her young daughter were attending a church service in which the minister was talking about, how that what you do as a mother and as a parent shows how much you care about your children. And he was just talking about that mostly throughout the sermon. And then he began to talk about, not praying for your children when you ought to pray, and not thanking the Lord when He's done something great for your children and whatnot. And all of a sudden, the little girl looked up at her mother and she said, "Mama, is the master talking about you?" Another story goes that a young boy got a hold of a book of some of the great saints of God of the old days, and he decided he was going to be a saint of God. Now, he was going to do his very best. He was going to do things to be a saint of God. And when he went to tell his mother and his dad some of the things he planned on doing, they said, "Absolutely not. You're not going to do that. That's just foolish." And later on that day, the boy took his journal out and wrote his journal something to these words. He said, "I have found that it is exceedingly difficult to be a saint in your own home. I pray that it will never be said that you made it difficult for your children to be Christians. I do hope it will be said that at the end of their life, they can say to their own children that I do thank the Lord for the good godly parents He gave me that showed me what it was to be a Christian." It's a simple thought, my friends, but I hope you have a blessed day.